Hello, this is David Padilla, and today we're going to be working with workshop number 10. We can do any version of Patran. We're using Patran 2008. And when we first started, we created a new one, and we call it workshop number 11. Once we created it, we can make sure it has that 10. And it has Nastran and structural selected. So we press OK. And we're going to start by creating a geometry. The geometry, it's going to be a point on X, Y, and Z. And on coordinates list, you're going to put 30, 0, 0. You could also put commas if you don't want to put space. And you hit apply. So you create your first point. Now we head to create, curve, and X, Y, and Z. On vector coordinates list, we're going to put 0, 120, and 0. And on origin coordinates list, we put 50, 40, 0. Make sure you remove the audio execute and you hit apply. So you'll have your first line in there. Once we finish that, we're going to now make a curve, but on point. And on point, you have to choose 2 points, so we're going to choose point 1 and 2. Remember to remove audio execute as always and hit apply. Once we created the points, we will head into create a surface. So we're going to go to surface and we're going to go to revolve. Once we're on revolve, right here on axis, we put 0.2, and on total angle, we're going to go the whole 360, so it will make the whole circle, and we remove audio execute, and we put curve 1 and 2. You could either type it out or just select 1 and 2. So I select both of them, and it's 1 and 2. We hit apply. As you can see, you'll see 3 lines, but if you tilt it a little bit, you'll notice there are 3 circles. Okay, so now we're going to display, go into display, and we're going to go to geometry. Right here, and instead of number of display lines, it's at 0. We're going to switch it to 3, and then we hit apply. Now we get to see more lines, more circles, and we proceed to the next step. The next step, we're going to create an element. So we go to meshing. Right here we go to create, mesh, seed, and uniform. Once we're at uniform, we're going to, on number, we're going to put 36. We're going to remove audio execute, and on surfaces, you could either type 1.3 or you could select the circle all the way on the top. So I select it and you hit apply. Now you see several nodes on top, or dots if you like. And then we head to the next step, which is create. And it's going to be mesh seed, but instead of uniform, it's going to be a one-way bias. On the first one, we're going to hit L1, L2. On L1, it's going to be 7. On L2, it's going to be 10. We remove the audio execute, and we select curve 1. Curve 1 is the one right here. You can either type it out or select curve 1, and then you hit apply. Next, we're going to stay on the same spot, but now we're going to change it to 4 and 7, and we're going to select curve 2, which is this one, and we hit apply. Now that we have created those, now we head to create, but instead of mesh seed, it's going to be mesh, and instead of curve, it's going to be surface. Make sure you have quad, ISO mesh, quad 4. You're going to select surface 1 and 2, and make sure you have automatic calculations, and this value is going to appear automatically. So you hit apply, and it should be looking like this. So far so good. Okay, so now we're going to go to home, and right here on MISC, which is says plot erased, and on FEM we're going to remove all of them. So we press OK. Once we have done that, we're going to now do create mesh, and instead of surface it's now going to be curve. Make sure you have it on bar 2, and right here on curve list we're going to select the top circle holding shift, the middle circle, let's remove all that, and then we're going to top circle, middle circle, and bottom circle. Remember to have automatic calculations, and we hit apply. Once we have hit and apply, now we're going to verify. We will apply. You will only be able to see 3. Once you see those 3 circles, you head to equivalence and you hit apply. Make sure right here 0.005 and its free edges. Hit apply. And repeat this one more time just to make sure. You never know. And we go to equivalence and we hit apply. Okay, so it's all clear. Now we go back to plot, and we bring back the FEM, and now we're going to create group create, and right here we're going to call it FEM, and make sure you have unpulsed all other groups, and in group contents you add all FEM. You hit apply. Once you have created that, we can now create materials. So we head to properties, we go to isotropic, and on the first one we will be creating aluminum, the number 1. In properties, elastic modulus is going to be 0.05 e to the 7. On poison ratio it's going to be 0.33. On density it's going to be 2.6 e to the negative 4. Once you have that typed out, press OK, and you create it. Now we're going to do aluminum number 2. In aluminum number 2, it's going to change a little bit. The modulus is going to be, instead of 0.05, it's going to be 0.18. Poseidon ratio is going to be the same, and density is going to reduce to 2.4. Once you have inputted that information, you press OK, you hit apply. So you should have aluminum 1 and 2. Now that we finish with that, we will go and create a field on loads and BC. So the first one, we're going to write thickness, and make sure on methods is on PLC function, and on object is spatial. We write the field name thickness, and right here we will write 1.5 minus to the y divided by 160, and you hit apply. We created that one. Now we're going to create temperature. With temperature, the function will change. It's going to be 200.0 minus parentheses 150.0 divided by 160.0 times apostrophe x Now make sure you have the zeros. I did it before without the zeros and it didn't come out, so make sure you do put the zeros, 0.0, and you hit apply. So now you have temperature and thickness. Now we can head to view in front view, and now we're going to create properties. So we head to properties, 2D, shell, either that or you could press it right here and it'll take you to the same spot. You write down prop number 1, input properties, we select aluminum 1, and on thickness we select thickness and we press OK. Right here we're gonna select identities, but before that we're gonna be going to menu, preference, picking. Make sure you have enclosed entire identity, and once you have clicked that one you could close that, and now we could head to selecting the top part, this, and there you go. It should be element 1 to 504, and you add them. And once you have done that, you apply. Now we're going to do prop 2, so you change it to prop 2, input properties, aluminum 2, thickness, it will be the same, press OK, select region, now it's going to be the bottom part, and it's between 505 and 792. Once you have selected that, press OK. Oh, I didn't add them. Add, press OK, and apply. So now you have both properties and ready to go to the next part. Okay, so now we're going to create temperature, and it's going to be on the nodal. So right here, create temperature nodal, and we're going to name this temp. Once we're on temp, we're going to input the data, and we're going to select the spatial field, temperature, press OK, and select the region, and it's going to be, make sure to change geometry to fem, and select everything. It's going to select all the nodes, and you add them. Press OK, make sure it's quite a lot of them, but it should be up to 878. Press OK, and apply. A lot of temperatures appeared. They even came off from the actual, and it's kind of hard to see, so we'll just hide it. So we'll go to display, loads and properties, and here on temperature, unclick it and just hit apply. Should hide it. Once we hide it, we can proceed to the next part, which is creating a list. So we go to Tools, List, Create. Here we're going to create the first one, which is put FM, element, attribute, and we're going to get material and aluminum 1. So we have aluminum 1. Target list should be A. Click apply. On list A should appear as 1 through 504. Once we have done that, we are going to go to properties, click show, and we're going to select thickness, fem. Make sure this is on scalar plot, and we're going to hit apply. Color should appear depending on the version. These might be white, but in all it should be from 1.49 all the way to 5.32, and at certain parts it would be even bigger. like 9.78, for example. Okay. Once we have done that, we're going to create now list number B. So we go to Tools, List, Create. Okay. And now we're going to select fringe value, fringe default. And on here, normally it's on equals. You're going to make it greater than. And right here, you're going to put 0.98. And you're going to select B. And you're just going to hit apply. Right there, as you can see, it has selected all of these. Alright, so we proceed to the next. And instead of create a list, we go to Tools, List, and we go to Boolean. Boolean will try to intersect between A and B. Let's clear it. And let me just make sure it's intersection. It should be these. And we will replace it with A. So right here it changes, replacing everything that was intersecting. Okay. Once we have done that, we will now go to loads. We're gonna put plot counters and temperature. We're gonna select temp, temperature, and fem. And we're going to apply, and right here we'll be able to see the different types of temperatures at different degrees. And we proceed to the next part is by creating a list. Again, we'll head to create list right here, and we will go to fringe value right here on attributes, default fringe. And instead of 0.98, we'll put 230. And we'll be replacing it on B, so we hit apply. So it got replaced. Now we're going to intersect it. So again, we go to Tools, List, Boolean. Once we are at Boolean, we're gonna hit again, intersect. If you want to make sure it did the correct ones, there we go. And we're gonna be add to group. And we're gonna name it common quads. And we're gonna hit apply. Okay, then we could cancel that, and we'll head to group post. We'll be selecting common quads. We will hit apply and cancel. We'll view it on front view. Just cancel these so we can see it more better. And there you have it. Now we're gonna move. Let's try to refresh the graphics. Now we're gonna create another group. And on this one, we're gonna call it prop 1, prop 1. Let's put it like this. Group. Okay, make sure you unselect this one, and for right here, group prop1 group. So remember to go to create property set. So we're going to select on property set, we're going to select 1, and we'll go down and hit apply. So it should pop out now, group 1. Now we're going to create another one, which is going to be group 2, from prop 2. We're going to select that one, and we hit apply. So we head back to display, we head to identity color, right here, we will select group, and we will select group 1. Wireframe right there. Shade color, let's put it yellow, and we hit apply. Now we select 2, wireframe, and we will select dark blue, and we hit apply. Now we cancel that. Click on ISOs 3 view so we can see, and we can select a group post, and we'll be selecting group 1. So we apply. So that's group 1. Once we have selected it, now we select 2 just to make sure. Alright, that's the other part. Now we could select both of them, apply, it should be the whole piece, and there you go, that's it.